Hello, guys. Welcome back to Banished Colonial Charters. We are back in the village of Hardhome. Since we last checked in, I had a little bit of a malfunction. We did get a few things on the go, though, that I lost the recording for. We're just having a quick look around. As you can see, we've got a hunter's cabin with 3 hunters. We have got a gatherer's hut that's in the process of getting built. We have our field here. Our sheep are at 17 of 17. Wool being produced, stone, all that good stuff. Over here, we have got our forester's lodge. And yeah, we also built one more fishing dock right up here. So we got 2 fishing docks, a hunter's cabin, and we're working on a gatherer's hut to try and alleviate our food issues. As you can see, we do not have a whole lot of stored food here for the village to sustain itself. Lots of firewood, a fair bit of logs, stone, enough iron ore for now, lots of herbs, and enough clothes, enough tools, definitely. So, we're going to jump right into it. We have got 4 of 4 builders going as we are trying to get this gatherer's hut built as quick as we can here. As I would like to have it built by spring. We'll see if that is possible. We've got a lot of work to do on it, a lot of trees and stuff to be removed, and then all the resources, everything. To start, we are going to increase the priority limit on the gatherer's hut right here a few times just to make sure that our villagers know that that is where they need to be working. So that being said, we are going to start our simulation at 5 times and see if we can survive another winter without a lot of food stores in reserve. So we look here, we've got some fish, reeds are there, that's good. Some feathers, yes, not a whole lot of food. I've also got some of our laborers going out collecting the wild foods from the forest. Just through here collecting wild foods. Put another queue on that. Hopefully get them out there soon as we are having people starting to get hungry. They are bringing a lot of it. There we go. The builders have gotten busy in a hurry here. They've removed all 10 of the resources needed for the gatherer's hut. That's a good start. And now they're bringing their logs, soon to be stone. This may get built relatively quickly. We are in late winter, however. But that's alright. Let's see, check in with our sheep farmer. We started slaughtering some of the overcrowded sheep and getting some mutton, 160. That's definitely going to help. And then hopefully with this field, we will be able to grow enough cucumbers to sustain with everything, the fishing, the gatherer's hut, all of that. Hopefully we'll be able to start getting a little bit of a stockpile in food going. 13 children still waiting to become workers. There we go. There is the gatherer's hut. So let's go down here and get 4 gatherers working right now, as I think this is very important right now. Our food is actually going up, and that is good. Excuse me. But as you can see, 100 food does not last very long. We are in early spring. Good to see the leaves are starting to turn green. Everything's springing to life. 3 laborers. I am going to build a couple more houses this summer. So let's get that in queue. Oh, wrong one. Right here. Wooden house. 1 row right along the back side here. And then we're going to go in here, grab our roads, which we are using just dirt roads. And there we go. Good. springtime, it still is too cold for the crops, which is not good. We are losing valuable growing season, thus the advantage of having the fish farms, the gatherer's hut, the hunter's cabin, all that stuff will just help keep bringing food in on a regular basis. Now it's starting to warm up as we are getting into spring and almost late spring, but food's coming in. One builder going. All right. That's a start right there. Let's just check in and see how our fishing docks are doing. 1,340 last year, good. 592 last year, that's not the greatest, but that should go up. 378 turtles. Our gatherer's hut. Already starting to bring in some wild food, so this is good. Our hunter's cabin brought in 160 venison, 360 duck meat, some leather, feathers, bone meal. I would prefer to see a lot more venison coming in, but that's all right. We'll work on that. Eventually, we will have a few more ranches going, some pastures, and we'll be able to produce a little bit more that way. Now, we don't have a blacksmith anymore. I believe he might have passed away from old age. Let's go in here, check our notifications. I would like to see when old age happens, so that we don't get into a situation where we don't notice it and run out of tools, which can really hamper the sustainability of our village. Crop of cucumbers is in early summer. Not a good yield so far, as it was a late spring, so this is going to hamper us. We may eventually need to put in another fish farm or more fishermen or something like that, just to expedite our food resources, as that is going to be a constant battle now with the harsh environment that we are living in. Our farm is ticking along. It's starting to come up now. We're still only in early summer, so we do have time. Our houses are starting to get built, which will put a little bit of a strain on the food, but also hopefully be able to give us a few more laborers, increase our population so that we've got a bigger workforce to draw on. We don't have a lot of laborers here now either to bring products to the construction sites, and it looks like our stockpile is pretty close to being full. So with that being said, I see I didn't connect our road. I'm going to build another stockpile right here. There we go. Give a little bit more room for raw resources, as once there's no place to put them, they will quit bringing them. And you can never have enough stockpiled there. Eventually, our village is going to grow, and we're going to be going through a lot, and we may come into a scenario that we cannot produce enough to sustain our village, and we're trying to avoid that. Summer, our cucumber field has popped up quite a bit. This is good. Our next thing might be another farm right there just for some more cucumbers in the meantime. Let's see what's next. What can we work on next? A town arrival. This will be handy. We're going to put this right here. It's what this is going to do for us. It gives us a lot of the same information that a town hall does. We'll be able to check and see what we're producing, what we're using. We won't be able to attract nomads with it, but we'll be able to kind of see more or less how our village is doing, if it's able to sustain itself, and what we need to work on next. Our tools are slowly going down, but I don't feel that we need to rush out and assign someone to be a blacksmith yet. Cucumbers are starting to harvest now, and we never had anyone die of starvation this year. I consider that a victory. We are definitely going in the right direction so far this year, and I feel that our pasture, yes, 480 mutton, that's definitely been a big help. The extra fishing hut, the gatherer's hut, all of that is definitely helping alleviate the food crisis. Food is still saying that it's low, and it is, but we seem to be bringing enough in at a time to be sustainable. Ooh, now in early autumn, the temperature has shifted, and this is going to hurt us. Put a couple more farmers on there right now to hopefully get this harvested, get as many of these cucumbers off before they freeze and die. This is the challenges of playing under a harsh environment. It is very unforgiving. You almost have to err on the side of having extra farmers. But that being said, we're making it through. We haven't had anybody starving yet, even with the new houses. I'm going to put these 3 on pause for now. It's because it's winter. There's more important things to do right now. This town arrival, we're going to need to get a blacksmith going in a hurry. There's the blacksmith. He can start building as we're starting to lose tools. Yes, our town arrival is being built. We're getting our logs delivered, all of that good stuff. Once it's built, we'll go in and we will have a look and see as to what our stats have been this year. Give us a good idea if we are going to be able to sustain the population with the current food collection network that we have, or if we're going to need to expand and maybe put more fishing huts, another hunter's cabin, all that good stuff. It is almost built here. It's built now, so I'm just going to go ahead and pause the simulation. We're going to have a look through. So as you can see, we have 14 homes. There's 51 citizens, 36 adults, 15 children. They're all closed. They're not very educated. Health is about average. Happiness is high. That is good. Production. So currently we have produced 544 logs. Is there anything here that's outstanding? Fuel, we are definitely above. Our food, we are just over by about 1,300. So we're basically bringing in just enough food right now to survive and not to stockpile any. So we definitely want to keep working on collecting more food, as this will help us in the future. If we can get a stockpile going, at least that way, if it's a rough year, we'll have some extra stored to get us through a rough patch. Just raising the limits on these so that they don't stop collecting for no reason. As we said, we can stockpile. That's all good. Our inventory, lots of firewood, lots of logs, 80 rough tools, that's good. Lots of coats, that's all the important stuff. Let's take a look at our graphs. Our population has held steady, our adults steady, children steady over the last year. Over the last 5, you can see how we are slowly growing. And that's what we want, is just to keep growing. Our food spiked and now has stayed relatively the same. We have our spikes every now and again, but we appear to be keeping up. So all the supply, acquired livestock and seeds that we have access to sheep with our farm. We also have pecans and cucumbers. So that might be the next thing that I want to do next year. Maybe right in here is turn this into a pecan orchard, sorry. And that it's an investment, as it'll take a couple years before it starts producing. But once it does, that's just extra food coming in, a different source Might be a little bit more robust than the cucumbers too, with the changes of temperature and all that stuff. We may not have to worry about losing as much. That's something we will play around with. So I'm going to leave this episode here. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Please be sure to like and comment below. Hit that bell button to get notifications anytime I put out new content. Please subscribe to the channel. And as always, comment. I look forward to hearing what you guys think. Give me suggestions of what you'd like to see done. And tune in next time.